to do those
I
things.
think you got to do something. You got to go for a nice walk.
Yeah.
I started swimming.
We all need to take our health seriously, and let's face it, while the average modern diet might include some fruits and veggies, it also comes with its fair share of fries and barbecue. That mix probably isn't giving your body everything it needs. This new generation of AG1 can help fill the nutrient gaps your diet might miss. I think it's a simple way to support your overall health. It's an easy morning routine that sets you up to feel ready, energized, and equipped to take on the day. You still need to eat right. You still need to exercise. It's not a miracle, but it's a foundational habit that's quick and easy to maintain. Mix it in some cold water and off you go. I partner with AG1 for so long because they're committed to constantly improving. Their next-gen formula is backed by solid research, rigorous testing, and 4 gold standard clinical trials. Subscribe today to their newest clinically backed formula, AG1 Next Gen. You'll also get a bunch of other free stuff like a bottle of D3K2 and 5 of the upgraded travel packs with your first subscription. Just go to drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan or head to the link in the description to get started. That's drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan. That's
I love
great.
to swim.
Oh, you were telling me that.
Yeah. I'm all about, I've got nothing. I go on stage and I try and talk about how much I love the pool. I got nothing.
You might
I've done like
figure
3
something
sets
out.
where I stand there and
You
go,
might
isn't
figure it
swimming
out.
beautiful?
You'll figure it
Then I say nothing and I wait for something to happen after that. And I go and talk about the next thing.
Well, it's, one of those exercises that because you're moving against the resistance of the water, it doesn't damage your joints.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like therapeutic, even though it feels like exercise.
You can get yourself tired if you want. You can slow it down.
Oh, yeah.
You can.
Yeah, and it's fun. I swim with my dog.
In a lake? In a
No,
pool?
in a pool. Me and the dog swim in the pool. He's the funniest. He's such a great dog.
I did find your dog Instagram account. Are you running the dog Instagram
No,
account?
my wife runs.
Okay.
it. But he's so great that like he won't swim unless you're swimming. Like he knows he's not supposed to just randomly jump in the pool because then he comes in the house, fucks everything up. So he only is allowed to swim when we tell him to swim. And so he sits there like, are we fucking swimming today?
Yeah.
And then when he finds out we're swimming, we're like, oh shit, we're swimming. And he just jumps off the fucking side of the
Do you
pool.
have a
into the
chlorinated pool? A salt pool?
Salt pool.
Yeah.
I think it's salt pool. If it's not, it's supposed to be.
That's not. I can float in that. I cannot float in the chlorine pool, and that brings me great.
Why not?
My legs sink down.
Oh.
I have no bum.
Hey, have you ever done a float tank?
Never.
Oh my God.
I'm afraid of what would be in my brain.
You need to find out. Go dig around.
Close that
Let's
door.
go dig around,
Keep that
dog.
closed forever.
Let's
Repression
go
is so
dig.
beautiful.
Let's dig around, dog.
Been there for 5 minutes. I'll be banging. Get me.
Just push it down and get back to work at the factory.
It really does. I'm a big believer in push it down and keep moving.
Hey, there's something to be said for
I mean,
that.
you explode at some point.
Well, the opposite is not good, right? If you're constantly dwelling on your problems all the time, that's worse.
I got circumcised at like 32 because I had
Jesus
a problem.
Christ,
Lord's
son.
name, but it was a beautiful experience. I enjoyed it. I had a nice time.
Ooh, did you get a rabbi to suck your dick?
I thought about it. I thought I could leave that in as an option, but also it's fine.
And by the way, for
It's
people,
no different.
I'm not making a joke.
They do suck sometimes they have a tube. Sometimes they have a special tube.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't.
No, sometimes
And
they just get the whole
they've
dick around.
given kids herpes, and babies
Children
have
do die every year. Yeah.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's grim. But circumcision in general, I'm in favor.
Why?
Because I know what it was like before. I know what it was like after. It's not a big deal.
This is
but there are people. What I'm saying, people make it their whole
one
life.
of one.
Yeah, I've experienced
study.
both as an adult. People go.
I think most people would not want their dick to be cut for no real reason other than aesthetics. And people are like, oh, it prevents AIDS. Like, shut the fuck up.
I got to go to the AIDS Memorial Garden in San Francisco.
Yeah, did you show them your new dick?
Well, people definitely would. It's a lot of nooks and crannies in the AIDS Memorial. Like, they built the perfect place to have sex with a man in
Wow,
the AIDS
it's
park.
perfect. Like-
Someone's definitely gotten AIDS at the AIDS Memorial Garden.
You think so?
They're fucking away and they're going, I knew there was something I was supposed to remember. Shit. Now I have AIDS. It was very good. It was a beautiful park. San Francisco was lovely.
Have you ever listened to people like, what is that guy's name? The guy that we had on the podcast a long time ago, Peter Duesberg.
No.
If you want to go down the ultimate rabbit hole.
What was he doing? Was he in a park?
No. Peter Duesberg doesn't believe that HIV causes AIDS.
I've heard about this. It's
Yeah.
the treatment.
Peter Duesberg is He's a professor of biology, University of California, Berkeley, tenured, and he's done like groundbreaking work on cancer. It's like considered to be a brilliant guy. Considered to be a brilliant guy. So in the 80s, when all this was going on with AIDS, his assertion was that there was a thing that people were not factoring in, is that almost all of the people who developed AIDS were hardcore partiers, hardcore drug users in the gay community. And no one wanted to address that. And he was saying, no, this is destroying their immune system. Yeah. And then HIV shows up. He goes, HIV is a weak virus. He goes, in most people, and when I read what he said, and I don't know if this is true, maybe we could find out, that babies, if they're born and they test positive for HIV without any treatment at all, are HIV negative within a certain amount of time.
Okay.
And so it all sounds nuts, right? Because you go, there's no way.
You can marshal evidence for that. Because like African countries, you would go, healthcare would be bad, malnutrition would be
Well, this is the thing. Are they really testing for HIV when they say these people have AIDS? And is there other possible factors that could cause this immune thing? And if you're dealing with, like, it's all coming out of this gay community where there are a lot of partying. There's a lot of drug use and a lot of wild fucking. And these guys are burning it at both ends. And when you do that, sometimes you fucking die. Sometimes your immune system gets crashed. Now, clearly, I'm not fucking smart enough to know if he's right or if everyone else in the world is right. Yeah. Because it's literally that, right? It's like him.
I always want that guy to be right, though.
Well, there's a bunch of people that agree with him and silently agree with him. There's a bunch of people. It's actually covered in RFK Jr.'s book on Fauci because it has to do with Fauci.
But Fauci was in charge then, right?
Yes.
Like he was...
Yes, he was the one that was giving people AZT, right? So AZT was a cancer medication that was killing people quicker than cancer was. It was a chemotherapy. And not only is it a chemotherapy, this is the only time during the AIDS crisis where a chemotherapy was prescribed permanently. Because chemotherapy, the agreement is, like, I'm going to take this poison that's going to destroy my body, but it's going to kill the cancer. Yeah. And then when the cancer is dead, I'm going to get healthy again, right?
Yeah, no one gets hooked on chemotherapy.
You don't stay on.
No one's getting an extra prescription for chemo.
And it's a super strong one. And, you know, there was a lot of people that took AZT when they were asymptomatic. Like, they didn't even have any of the symptoms. They just tested positive for HIV. And this is back when Kerry Mullis, the guy who invented the PCR test, he's like famously on record saying, like, this is no way to test for diseases, and Fauci doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And it's the same guy that was in charge during the whole COVID thing. And you're like, that is the craziest conspiracy, that HIV doesn't cause AIDS. But what he's saying is HIV is present in people with already compromised immune systems. And that this unique factor that they're all hardcore drug users was never taken into consideration.
Well, certainly with COVID, they didn't take it into account. That it was fat people and weak people.
The thing is, you got to look at it from a profitability standpoint. And I know this is super cynical and sounds disgusting, but if you have a actual disease that you can prescribe medication for, that's valuable.
Yes.
If you have a bunch of people that are doing something that's super healthy that's killing them and you don't have a solution, that's not valuable.
Well, they figured it out with fat people. They got the Ozempic. I mean, people are just on the Ozempic forever.
Bro, do you know Ozempic is like the number one most profitable medication in the country?
I mean, I believe it, but...
What, is that true? Did I make that up? I think that's true.
They're all doing it.
Sometimes I see things on TikTok and I'm like, is this China?
Also, some of them look great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know people on Ozempic who are... They're sprightly, they're bouncing around.
Doing it?
No,
thinking about it?
Never.
Nope.
No.
No way.
I'm a comfortable level of fat. In America, no one has ever called me fat.
No, you.
In Australia, at this body, all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
They're all fucking healthy over there. You guys got to hike everywhere.
I think the food is better. I became lactose intolerant when I came to America because I had raw milk and then I vomited green bile for a couple of days.
You ate raw milk here?
I had like a gallon of raw milk in a day.
So raw milk, not pasteurized, not homogenized?
I got it from the farmer's market. The guy looked really strong and healthy. I was like, I want that cool right-wing milk.
That gave you lactose intolerance?
I don't know. I like the milk so much, I like to believe it wasn't that. But it was.
Maybe you just drank
day.
Too much of it.
I think I got some sort of weird bacteria. But I was, green bile, both ends.
Really?
Yes. Lost a lot of weight.
Right now, you're destroying the raw milk industry. Single-handed.
It was the most beautiful milk I've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't want to be negative about raw milk. If you can have it and it doesn't do that to you, whew.
But I think
Have you had the raw milk?
I have.
It's like drinking a secret.
I think raw milk should be like raw meat. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I know how to cook a steak, right?
Yeah.
You don't tell me how to cook a steak. You let me buy raw milk. Let me buy it.
Yeah.
If you let me buy raw meat, let me buy raw milk. Shut the fuck up. Now, are you saying that it's killing people? Okay, where's your evidence? And is pasteurization and homogenization, which does make it more shelf stable and make it so that you can keep it in the refrigerator for a long time and it's still fine. It has a expired by date.
Yes.
Raw milk goes bad quick. So should you drink the bad raw milk? No, definitely not. But is there anything
So there's probably a limit on how much you should have.
super beneficial about drinking the raw milk? Well, there seems to be a lot of evidence, as long as it doesn't have bacteria in it. Okay, well, how do you prevent that? Well, I feel like we can do that. See, I don't think the
It
solution
doesn't feel
is...
especially well regulated at the moment.
That's the problem.
I bought it from a guy's muddy van.
Oh, yeah.
And then as I was vomiting and shitting, I was like, this doesn't feel natural.
You got to
I'm not
get
a
it from a
calf.
reputable farmer. But
I
if
don't
you
know
do
where
get it
that
from
guy
a
is.
reputable farm, they exist. There's like a whole
Could I hit up
website
Craigslist?
where you can find raw milk because people are raw milk nuts.
Yeah.
Which is also what turns me off to raw milk. The raw
I mean,
milk
I got
crazies.
it. For about 6 hours, I thought I had the greatest insight anybody had ever had. This is the special milk. We should all be having it.
Until it started blowing out your body. Maybe you just drank too much.
I did. Everyone else in the family was fine. My wife, my kids, they all had a
all
little
drink
bit.
it?
They had a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you
they
probably
were
drank
fine.
too much. I mean, if you drink too much of anything, you'll get diarrhea. And think about like how much you're dealing with, how much like milk fat and how much liquid.
It's
You can
too
get
good.
diarrhea just from that.
Overdosed on the milk.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I'd
blame
never
the
had a milk problem before then. On the pasteurized milk,
So now you have a milk problem?
Now
Like,
I-
how so?
I shit
Every
immediate-
time?
Oh, a big, heavy, weird.
So it gave you lactose intolerance?
I liked the milk so much, I don't want to blame the milk, but I will say it happened at the same time.
Okay, so
It's correlative.
But from then on, are you getting lactose intolerant every time you drink raw milk or regular milk?
Regular milk. Maybe
Okay.
maybe my body got used to the beautiful raw milk and would only have it.
Yeah, well,
I
that
think I would have a
might
hard time selling that to a wife. We're getting the raw milk back in the house.
Yeah, that might be it, dude. I know that sounds crazy, but that might be it. Like your body might prefer real milk, and now that
It's
it
in
knows what
protest.
real milk's,
Yeah.
it's like fuck you with this boiled.
Well, it's happening
dead
with
shit.
the bread, but I think this happened. I mean,
Yeah.
something's happening with the bread in America. It's like
Like,
my
I don't-
hands feel swollen.
I don't personally have any problem with homogenized and pasteurized milk. Like when I drink it, it doesn't make me feel bad. I don't feel great, but will do it if I
Yeah.
have like cookies and milk. But
Cookies and milk.
yeah, but I don't think that you should be able to tell people that they can't sell raw milk. I think you should tell people if you're gonna sell raw milk, it has to meet some certain standards.
Sure.
You have to have certain standards of how you cool it, what you're doing, making sure everything's clean, everything has to be inspected. But they do that with other stuff. That's what
But
USDA
also, those
inspection on
standards are
meat
definitely
is.
put together by big
But that's-
business to
but-
crush small people.
But they do it that way anyway with meat. This
Yeah.
is my point.
Yeah.
There's USDA inspections. They have to make sure that the processing place is clean. Everything's supposed to be
But
under.
then, even then, they still do the for a burger used to be one cow, and they'd grind that bit up, and now it's like
Right.
1,000 cows coming together.
Right. I don't think there's laws against that. Right.
I think
I think that if the cow thing is a weird thing. Like and you're getting burgers that have like 1,000 cows
Yeah.
DNA in it. It is a weird thing. But I mean, it is just meat, right? It's
But
like,
I think those standards are put there by the big corporate. Like I was thinking about like housing zones and districting. Like in Australia, the median house price is $1 million. It's you can't buy. No one in my generation is buying a home. It's a weird.
Right.
There's so much land. There's a lot of stuff. You should just be able to like whip up a slum with your bros. You go to a valley where no one is. You all live in a. That would be better to some extent, rather than like renting in a horrible thing forever. You used to be able to just like build a horrible thing. You know, there was no building regulations. Sometimes the ceiling would collapse and people would die. But
So you think that's better to have no regulations?
yeah,
Really?
yes.
But that's how like stadiums collapse on people in third world countries.
No doubt bad things will also happen.
No, that's a dumb idea.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying no
you don't-
regulation. All right, I'm going to walk back no regulation.
Okay.
But it would be nice if the regulation was somehow written just with the safety in mind and not so that. I mean, there are insane. Like there are buildings up now that are perfectly safe that wouldn't pass code if they were built today. You couldn't build them again now.
Why wouldn't they pass code?
Because they do things like, the door has to be this far away from the stairs, the ceiling has to be this height, it needs 8 fire beeping detectors.
Yeah.
In the same way that, like you can't cut hair without getting a degree. You need like a certificate to be a hairdresser. And they go, this is to make hair cutting safer. But like people were cutting hair without...
All right, folks, something special is about to happen in the Big Easy. UFC 318 is coming to New Orleans, and it's absolutely stacked. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, has all the action you need. We're talking Holloway versus Poirier, the trilogy, the BMF titles on the line. But more than that, this is Dustin Poirier's last fight. That's it. The final walk. One of the all-time greats. You taking Holloway's volume or Poirier's power? If you've never bet with UFC with DraftKings, don't worry. Just pick something simple like a fighter to win and make your pick. That's it. Straightforward and easy. And check this out. New customers who bet just $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's a huge boost to get started. Don't miss Poirier's final fight. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use the code Rogan. That's code Rogan for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Okay, cutting hair is not as big an issue. I think we should go back to the houses.
All right, go ahead.
Like, if you want to save lives, you want houses that you can escape in the case of a fire. And if you don't hold the builder accountable, the person who's making that house, even if they're making it for themselves, they will then sell that house to someone else most likely. And that person will not be in a house that's necessarily the safest it could be. It just makes sense.
It would result in big problems.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I'm for it.
But it makes sense. No. It makes you have to be. Listen, when I was a kid, I grew up in construction sites. My father was an architect. My stepdad was an architect. So when I was real young, I got to see like real shitty construction, how dangerous it is when people like fuck around, don't follow code.
Yes.
How many like shady guys do a bad job? How many people try to like use lesser materials than they're supposed to be used? It's constant. And if you don't have regulation, you put people's lives at stake.
I don't think America has the
collapse.
same problem with regulation here, because you guys seem to be able to build houses. Like houses.
Well, we have a lot of regulations, though. Like it's
a lot of regulations, but
it's a
there's
giant
certainly a way
point
to
of
do them
contention with people.
There's a way to do it in a way that is just to help industry make house prices stay high.
Well, that's true too. Both things can be true. I think there's definitely people that take advantage of regulation, and there's definitely people that most likely stifle other businesses' growth through promotion of regulation.
Yeah.
That's probably true too. But also, like for some stuff, like for safety stuff in homes, you fucking need regulation, because if you sell it to my mom and she doesn't know how anything works, and then the house catches on fire,
this would also be bad.
Yeah, it's just do it the right way. They know how to do it the right way. People have established a system. Now, there's a bunch of shit that's arbitrary, that gets aesthetic, and I'm not in favor of that.
Yeah.
When people get to decide what, the front of your house should look like, or what color you paint it.
I mean, you can make something safer forever, though, and there's no limit. There's no, zero that you can reach of safety.
Yeah, but
and there comes a point where the effort goes up to the extent where it's not.
Yeah, but you hit a reasonable level, and then you stop, and that's what the regulations
We
are.
never stop. I mean, I think with driver's licenses, you should have some test for competency to drive a car.
100%.
There should be something.
Yes.
But when in Australia, when I was trying to I didn't get my license till I was like 27, because it took forever. Like, you got to get 100 hours registered.
Yes.
You got to do a weird
Right.
test. I got a driver's license in Ohio, where I don't think road fatalities are that much higher than the rest of the world. And you get in the car, you drive around the block. The guy goes, "You know how to operate this vehicle. We're going to say it's not going to cost $1,000, and
Yeah.
it's more straightforward." There's a balance to be gotten right. And
100%. I think you're 100% right.
I relish in America that you're closer to the freedom side of things.
100%. Definitely much more than Australia is. And you got to see that during the pandemic, too. But the thing is, like, there's a difference between over-regulation and Wild West. right? There's like a fine
Yeah.
line. There's a comfortable middle. And I think that middle has to be fought for, because I think it really is important to have people that are actually experts, that their job is to make sure that someone builds a house correctly. Go and look and make sure you do. But then again, you open the door, the possibility that inspector guy's a douchebag, and then
Sure.
he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's got a big fucking ego, and people bribe him, and there's always a possibility of that kind of stuff happening too, where people love to have control over people. They love to tell you can't build. They love to tell you got to repaint your house because it's the color doesn't match our community.
How do you check that? How do you, like, what is the, other than like everyone having a gun and getting ready to, simmering level of violence and revolution?
You got to fight back before they ever get to that point. It's real hard to regain ground once someone takes ground with like ridiculous legislation. Like, look, they've been trying to legalize weed in this country for fucking 50 years, and they barely put a dent in it.
I don't know how legal it is here.
They've only done it on a state level. But the point is, it's like once you lose rights, like if marijuana was legal just like alcohol, and all of a sudden they tried to make it illegal, people would riot in the streets. Like, what are you doing? You can't do that because it wouldn't make sense. People would be furious. But once it's done, even if it's the same exact situation, the same exact data, the same exact safety profile, the same exact number of people using it in the country, it's been fucked because it got put into this weird position.
But you got prohibition.